prison row. A bell. There's a shadow walking on the aisles. A flicker of light. Blood on the floor, spreading. A man fell. And it turns to be night. Night has been killed. The shadow standing on top of the body and leaves. The light still flickers. The green bell still rings. And there's, looks like a hound, a giant dog in the middle of the hallway. Blood on his mouth. Death by dog. March 27, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Edgeworth. Gumshoe, ... Case in the room, ... Still no sign of them, huh? Yeah. How long do they intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure the guard will bring him in any second now. The killing of Bastion Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident of the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention center. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who has been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I'm to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What's taking so long? You there, Peter the guard, what's going on? I don't know, sir. Oh, we got a situation. It's Knight. He's been killed. What? Killed? In the detention center? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you waiting for? There is not going to be a trial tomorrow, Miles. It's not one for this particular person. Right. Guard, take us to the scene of the crime at once. Yes, sir. Your life, your choice. Are you for real? The slogan for the detention center is your life, your choice. There's a series of pictures. They're men and female. I don't know what this is for. There's a trophy case. So yeah, this is the start of the rows of prisoners. There's been their lockers where we can find riot shields and helmets. So it didn't happen in the holding cells, but surely that was where he was being held. What's the holdup? The crime scene is this way. He's opening a vault. Where are you taking us? Doesn't this door lead to... The prison proper, yes. So yeah, in the detention centers, there are holding cells for people who have not been accused yet. And the prison is in the same building, but in the vaulted door. So this is where the convicted criminals have been, is purging their sentences. So it's weird that it's all in the same building. You mean those other cells aren't part of the prison? Not exactly, no. Those are the detention center's holding cells. That's where defendants are kept while they're awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose. Yeah, it's where the people who are convicted serve out their time. I suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief should ever want to be. I haven't looked it, sir. Please follow me. So there's this... Okay, so this is where they found the body. That's Knight, all right, but he's dead. So he has a neck wound. So his neck brace cast has been opened. There's blood on it. And he's bleeding from the neck. There's dirt all over his clothes. There's a tarp with the same dirt. And there's some rope on top of it all. There's a rubber glove with something black on it. It looks like ink or paint or tar. I don't know what. And there's a chess piece next to it. Not a chess piece. One of those portable chess boards. When it's folded, it looks like a little box. And when you open it, You all the pieces are inside the box are open, and you can put it on the board. So it's like a portable chessboard with all the pieces. But right now it's closed. But still, the chess box is next to the body. How could this have happened? And how did he wind up inside the prison proper? March 27, 10:32 a.m. Prison workshop. So yeah, he's inside of the prison workshop. There's other tarp and ropes. There's some sort of paddock with a chain for some sort of animal. There's some dirt. There's some hay. There's a cage. There's some sort of pulley with a grappling hook. There's a sink in the corner with broom and stuff like that. This is weird. It looks like a workshop for the inmates. But yeah, Knight isn't supposed to be here because he hasn't been convicted yet. This is horrible! How did Mr. Knight get himself murdered? I can hardly believe it myself, but there can be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes. And what's he doing here? I thought he was being held in the detention center, no? He was. He must have been. His trial hasn't even begun yet. The law states that until convicted, suspect are to be kept in cells separate from the main prison. This is certainly a weird understatement of the century. Only those who have been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There's no way Knight should have been in here. Maybe he wandered his way over? How? Here we have a diagram of the detention center / prison. So we have the holding cell of the detention center. There's the connecting corridor. This is where we use to enter the prison proper. No, wait. Because the connecting corridor technically is next to the prison, but there's no door. So the only way in is to go through the office area. And then there's another room that has no name yet. And it has a little room inside of it. It looks like some sort of office, probably the warden's office. And then there's the door to the prison, and then you can walk around. There's different cells. The detention center and the prison are separated not only by 2 heavy doors, but also a lengthy corridor. That would have been a long way to wander, especially for a detainee. Building layout data jotted down in my organizer. Map of the facility, including the detention center and the prison proper. Yeah, I see the workshop. Yeah, it's impossible they would find his way out there. It's impossible. I suppose we better take a closer look at Knight's body. We'll need to examine the scene of the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this. Begin investigation. Prison workshop. Okay, so what do we have? Somebody would have to carry him through the office after his death. Yeah, absolutely. So, what are those? There are some claw marks in it. And bottle of medicine. What's with all the weird equipment? I'm not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. Smells weird though. Kinda musky, like wet fur. I didn't know he had such a keen nose. Oh, it's nothing special really, except when it comes to sniffing out treasure. Remind me to seal away all my valuables away in airtight containers. No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I will never steal any of your stuff. But you would happily steal someone else's? I'm not sure that's entirely reassuring. Okay, so I think this is where they keep the dogs when they have to give them a sponge bath. So there's a strap, you put the dog in, you secure the animal, and then you give him the bath there. They would scratch the board, but there's some stains on it. It's not blood, but it's not the medicine either. This is weird. There's an apron on those racks. There's the sink. It's a sink. It doesn't seem to contain any useful clues. Nope. No whiff of treasure either. You do know we're not exactly looking for treasure, right? So here's some sort of Yeah, there's a whip. Time to inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Indeed. This area is too big to take all at once. If there's stains on it, they're not blood. The only thing I can think of is the chemical treatment they use for the dogs to get crap out of them. Fur. Oh! It's only on one side of the table. Fortunately, I can use R to look further up or down. I must clear the scene as because it catches my attention. Yeah. So there's a whip. So there's the same tarp that we found on the body. Looks like a pulley of some kind. Typically, you would want to move the dog over to the other side so you can rinse it off. Yeah, there are two of them. One is for the cleaning, the other is for rinsing, I guess. Maybe the prisoner use it for work? I suppose so, yes. Okay, so I know you're going to say no, but... Absolutely not, Kay. You're not permitted to swing on that rope. Ah, I knew it! I should have known you were being serious. Weird having something like this in the prison, huh? A cage inside of a cage. Cageception much? Technically, Kay, a prison isn't made out of cages, but cells. What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you gotta look at the basic nature of things more. Yes, and the basic nature of an investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. Okay, here's the rope. There was a rope near Knight's body, too. Speaking of which, want to see my super stealthy rope escape trick? Thanks, but I'll let you know when I'm in need of a saving. She seems generally disappointed. These tarps are rather colorful. Colorful tarps that seems out of place in a room like this. I wonder what they're used for. In the logic box. They kind of stand out in a room like this, don't they? They certainly don't look like they belong in a prison. Look, there's a whip on top of them. You know what that reminds me of, right? Hey, maybe it's actually hers. Maybe she left it there? Not a chance. She and her whip are attached at the wrist, trust me. So they think the whip belongs to Von Karma. No, she wouldn't left it anywhere. Attached to the wrist. Alright, let's see the little paddock here. This part of the floor is covered with dirt. You know what that means, sir? Footprints! Too many footprints, unfortunately. We'll need a specialist to identify them. Yeah, she wouldn't leave that anywhere. Guess we just gotta wait until the forensics gets here. Yes, in the meantime, if you could refrain from treading all over it. Wouldn't want to slip up and get all the old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth, thanks. My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket, detective. Okay. So we checked there, we checked there. Let's check the... Oh, wait, there's a drain. Got her. These seems to be a list of prisoners' reservation for this workshop. What are all these numbers, Mr. Edgeworth? Prisoners' numbers, I would imagine. I would hate to be given a number like that. I rather agree. People are meant to have names. I would much rather be called Great T for the second Yatagarasu. Right? No name for you then, I guess. Yes, sir? The victim. Arrested for murder on the afternoon of the 25th and killed on the morning of the 27th. Talk about instant karma. Never would have thought our perp would turn into a victim himself, though. Yes, I don't like this at all. You don't think it was Ice Cream Guy, do you, sir? Knight has seen his face, right? Maybe he couldn't afford to let him live? Shelley the killer, you mean? No. If this were his doing, he would surely have left a calling card. And besides, Knight isn't the only one who knows what he looks like. We do too. Oh yeah, and I guess we're still alive, so... Still, this is a high security facility. I just don't understand how it was even possible. The prison. Guess it makes sense having the detention center and the prison in the same building. Means they can share the visitors' room. Indeed, it's an unusual design, but it's certainly convenient for anyone visiting. Yeah, but then why have two different areas in the first place? For the two different classes of detainees, of course. Those pre-trial and those post-trial. The two facilities may be housed in the same building, in this case, but they are actually quite different. Visitor's room? Where is that? The visitor's room is the place every time Phoenix Wright visit somebody who's been detained, it's in the visitor's room. This is the only place we know of. When we see detention center, this is the only room we have visited, is the visitor's room. And we started the chapter at the visitor's room. We were waiting for Knight, who never showed up. Unless you're being sarcastic, where it's located in the building, at the entrance, basically. Let me check the map. Oh! Okay, there are two, okay, so the detention center, the visitor's room, is at the utmost west side of the building. Then we have the holding cells. And at the top far right, we have a corridor, 3 cells, and 2 workshops. And other unidentified rooms, one with stairs, probably to a second floor, which is unrelated to the case. Well, all I know is that they're both cramped and dark, and don't let you leave when you want. Perhaps spending a night in each would help clarify the difference between them. No, I'm good, thanks. Okay, let's examine the body. Bronco Knight, killed the day before his court date. I wonder if they could have used the visitor's room as a shortcut to get the Knight. Take him out of the holding. No. No. The visitor's room isn't between the holding cells of the detention center and the prison. Like, there's a hallway, there's the office. So it's basically, this area is inaccessible to the visitors. It's only between the staff, the guards, and even the offices are even blocked between the inmates. So those buildings are very separated with the staff's lodgings, the warden, the guards, the officers, all of that. So it's impossible for one inmate to go from one place to another without being intercepted by a law enforcer. We better take a closer look. Alright, we're gonna examine the body. Let's look at the chest box. Is that? Oh, I've seen one of these in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I would imagine. Makes sense, he loved chess after all. Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass the time. Pocket chess set. Data jotted down in my organizer. Folding chessboard with the pieces stored inside. It appears to have belonged to the victim. Anything missing? No? Okay. His neck brace is soaked with the blood from the hole in his neck. I would assume that the cause of death and that it was probably instantaneous. He wouldn't have even had a chance to cry out for help. There's a small cut on his scalp, too. Was he struck with something? Maybe he fell and hit his head after he was stabbed in the throat? It's possible, but it's too early to say with any certainty. Okay, you have your camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so that he can photograph the body? If that carotid artery was hit, it would have bled to death instantly. Yeah, well, we cannot see the neck because the brace is covering the whole place. There's just a lot of blood. Some blood got out, but yeah, if it was the carotid, more blood would have gotten out. But yeah, it was probably, I think that the killing blow was probably a nerve, like a neck nerve connecting to his brain, more than bleed to death, you know? All yours, Gummy. Thanks. All right, here we go. His clothes sure are a mess, though, huh? Indeed, they appear to be covered in dirt. Killed instantly by a stab wound to the throat. The body is covered in dirt. There is also a small cut on his scalp from when he suffered a blow to the head. Okay. Guess he's like me when it comes to laundry. It would be a grave error to think that anybody else would be quite like you, Detective. For some reason, his right sleeve is unbuttoned. But they don't put things just for that. I'm gonna examine the glove. A rubber glove. Yep, just the one though. Should examine it in more detail. Yeah. So, oh. There's a sign that says inmate use only. The palm is dirty with dirt. There's mud all over it. Maybe the prisoners were making mud pies? Wish I could have joined them. I love making mud pies. Not anywhere near my crime scene, you're not. There's a little sticker on the bottom of next to the sleeve that says inmate use only. Inmate use only, I guess that means that it must be one of the prisoners who was using it, right? Yes, you would certainly imagine so. The outside of the glove is covered in blood. It's as if the glove has been dropped on the blood to make that stain. The fingers are covered in blood on this side. I think we can safely assume that this glove was dropped sometime after Knight's blood has been spilt. We can? How come? Because it had been on the floor when the pool of blood was forming. Then the blood would have flowed around it, but not underneath it. Oh, meaning there would be a band of blood around the edges of the finger and not all over the backside. Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood has pooled around the body, maybe our murderer ditched it after they did the deed. Certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was that dropped it must have seen the body. You there! Yes, sir? Have you seen that glove before? Yes, sir. The prisoners wear them for work. It's strange, though. Prisoners issued with those gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells. They aren't allowed to take them out without permission, and we always check. I suppose I would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. Rubber glove. Only one glove was found at the crime scene. Prison issued equipment for working inmates, stained with blood and mud. Okay, let's check the tarp. The body is partially covered by a dirt-stained tarp. And there's a rope on it, on top of it. Was Knight tied up with the rope somehow? Rope discovered on top of Knight's body. Does this mean the victim was tied up? We should take a look under the sheet as well. Look at that red stuff! Yeah, the inside is red as well. So he has been carried over inside this tarp. So this is where the body has been. Yes, I would say that's blood. Features a colorful design, stained with that I believe to be the victim's blood. We should keep looking around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover, I'm sure of it. So now we see the Knight's open right hand. There's something on his finger. Let's take a closer look, Mr. Edgeworth. Some sort of ring. It's a ring, an expensive looking one at that. Don't even think about it, Kay. Why? I didn't say anything. So yeah, there's a ring. That's interesting. So the body was carried on a tarp, but how is he transported? I think the pulley has some wheels. Let's see. It does have some wheels, but only 2 on the back. It's only for transport. It cannot be moved while carrying something. Anyway, let's use some logic. Bloody tarp and the pile of tarp. These tarps have a pretty distinctive design. In fact, it's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body. Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. Hey, that'll teach you to be so careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasure close when there's a great thief around. I thought you were on sabbatical. Bloody tarp, colorful tarp found by the victim's body. Some of these were being stored in workshop A. Not a bad bit of evidence gathering. Ha! Nothing can stop us when we're on the hunt together, right, Gummy? You betcha! We're unstoppable! A regular 3 musketeers! Let's not get carried away, Detective. There's one thing we still haven't found. Huh? What do you mean, sir? What's missing from this crime scene? Blood, footprints, or the murder weapon? I see no sign of a murder weapon anywhere. You're right! I didn't even think of that! Come on now, Detective. These are the basic investigative principles we're talking about here. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, sir. Don't worry, Gummy. It hadn't crossed my mind either. In fact, that hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. Items that could prove even potentially lethal are strictly controlled within a prison. After all, we wouldn't want the inmates getting their hands on them, would we? Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving the scene with one. Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth. What was the murder weapon, and where has it gone? The answer to these questions may be the keys to figuring out what happened here. Huh? Didn't know the guy had the whole entourage. Oh! Excusez-moi, but this is the scene of the crime, right? So there's a guy with a notepad on his brown shirt with short sleeve. He has a very long turquoise necktie. He has a black fedora, some sort of afro, a bit of a pinch. You're... Wait a second, are you? No way. Those piercing eyes, that furrowed brow. Mr. Fender. It has been far too long. His name is Fender? I know, right? But even after all this time, I know that deep bow anywhere. And that neckwear, obs. Shrugs. Manfred von Karma, the man, the legend. Gotta say I didn't expect to see you here. Exclamation mark. Hold it! What are you talking about, pal? This is Mr. Edgeworth, not that old geezer. Detective, please. Edgeworth! Wow, that explains the fresh face. Can't blame a guy for mixing you two up, though. You're the spitting image of the old devil in his day. I see you haven't changed. How many years has it been? Man, good question. But who's counting, eh? I've been away traveling so long I lost track. You know how it is. But you know what I do remember? You betraying everything you were supposed to stand for. Hey, ... Whoa, where did that come from? And who are you anyway? This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney. His name is changed, right? I don't remember that was being his name in the fan translation. So he's a defense attorney called Eddie Fender. A defender, get it? I wonder if Fender is powered by tubes or if he blows up easily. Yeah, my first thought was Fender Bender, you know? But yeah, he's a defender. Eddie Fender. Take off his hat and salute. Enchanté, as they say. Fender's the name and defending's the game. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. Detective Dick Gunshow. And I'm Kane Faraday, great thief. I'm a sabbatical at the moment, though. A great team. Wow, that's so romantic. Très chic, if you will. Even they use a lot of French word for him for some reason. They never use that much French word in the fan translation. Okay, that's a nice touch. Right? It's time to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise, actually. I even made signing up super simple. Sounds awesome. I would love to come hang out with you guys, if you'll have me. Sorry, I should have also mentioned that it's girls only, and they have to be super fun and super cool, and hey, I totally get it. No hard feelings, yeah? Come on, bring it in. He wants a hug. You've got to be kidding. My bad. Just so used to how they do things elsewhere, you know? And why are you here, Mr. Fender? Whoops, almost forgot this is your scene. Keeping the defense out in strategy #1 in the Von Karma playbook after all, isn't it? Shrugs. Hold it! Hey, quit it with all the Von Karma stuff, pal. What gives?
Hold it!
Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is, unfortunately, understandable. It is? I take it you are Mr. Knight's attorney? Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, I was supposed to be anyway. So he was planning to represent Knight if his client hasn't been murdered. He and I would have faced off against each other in court. I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Alright, we're gonna talk to Eddie. Your current case. So, the victim asked you to represent him? Sure did. We were supposed to have a little chat today. As was I. But as a guard showed up instead and told us that his body has been found. Shrugs. I'm as bummed about it as you. Even brought him some weenies to cheer him up. Octopus-shaped weenies. Mr. Fender, you know you can't bring food into the prison. Oh yeah. Well, it's here now. You want some? Little vice I picked up on my travels. So Moorish. No, thank you. Fine. You do you. What are you doing here anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear Knight's side. Von Karma was always more of a convict the defendant at all costs guy. He didn't teach you that? I like the People's Court type team, I guess because he's Eddie Fender. Yes. That was a long time ago. If you say so. Sure you don't want to have any weenies? No, thank you. The victim. Have you met with your client previously? Yes, indeed, Your Honor, air quote. Just yesterday, in fact. The Bronxster called me the minute he was arrested. He gave him a nickname. Shit. Sounded really freaked out, man. Oh yeah, he mentioned your little performance too. According to him, you really made a nuisance out of yourself. And not a kind word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stone and all that. Boy, did he not like you. Trash talk you something fierce, eh? Can't say I enjoyed it on the fun, though. Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender? Lighten up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. And I don't think I ever had that much of a gas. Oh, so you come here a lot? Hey, don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bar. Just happen to know someone who is. Shrugs. The visitor's room is usually where I'm at, air quote. But this isn't exactly my first time in the clink either. In which case, I'd better ask him what he knows about this room. The room. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime? Huh? Oh, this room? No, dude, air quote. What do you know about it? I'll give you 3 choices. A classroom, a morgue, or a recreation room. It's a classroom. Is it a classroom? What? Like they tied the Bronxster up in here to teach him a lesson? Check out those powers of deduction. A pat on the head for our genius prosecutor. Now, let's see what the answer key has to say, shall we? Oh no, you got it wrong. This is actually a workshop. That wasn't part of the choice of answer, you numbnut. ... I was set up for failure. So all the options you gave me were wrong. How infantile. The cons come here to perform various duties, air quote. They can learn new skills too, bank some qualification from when they're back on the streets. I see. And how is access to this room controlled? Who has the key? Chill out, Edgeworth. I don't have all the answer. My man over there probably does, though. Right, compadre? Yes, sir. Guard, the workshop aren't locked with physical keys. Their doors are fitted with sensors instead. What kind of sensors? Inmates are issued with special bracelets, sir. Okay. When they walk through a workshop door, the sensor checks their bracelets. And if they're not supposed to be there, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, an alarm sounds. If they let it ring for too long, then bzz, they get a real shock, if you know what I mean. And if they try to break or remove the bracelet, bzz, a shock 3 times worse than that. So they're worse than dog collars, basically. It's not as bad as Suicide Squad bomb chokers or in Battle Royale, but they're bracelet that gives electric shock if they're not supposed to be there. What? That's brutal! I guess they need to ensure that the inmates follow the rules, but that sounds a bit excessive. If they wish to pass through a door like this one, prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the sensor for them and let them in. You get all that? Have any prisoner used this workshop today? No, sir. No one has been in here for days. I would know if they had. That's crazy but cool. Yeah, it's interesting. If you want a no-lock prison, that's another way to have security and have control over the inmates' movement while giving them some sort of freedom, as they say. So no prisoners have entered, let alone used this workshop today. Door sensor data jotted down in my organizer. Fitted to each workshop's door to detect and react to the prisoner's bracelet by raising the alarm. Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Well, not really. Because bracelet has been given to convict criminals. He came from the detention center. He doesn't have any bracelet, so he should be able to enter the workshop. Namely, there's something there that shouldn't be. There's something here that shouldn't be here. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ my powers of deduction to solve this mystery. Okay. Exactly, he hasn't been convicted, so he wouldn't have gotten the bracelet. Yeah. So I guess that the thing that's not supposed to be here is the inmate glove. I'm gonna save just to be sure. Yeah. Prisoners aren't able to come and go from this workshop as they please. The door sensor would detect their bracelet and the alarm would sound. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. And yet, here we have a rubber glove of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction. So where did the glove come from, sir? I don't know, Detective. Not yet, anyway. All I know for now is that the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. Investigation complete. You. Apart from prisoners and guards, who else has access to this room? No one, sir. This is a prison after all. Prisoners and guards are pretty much all there is. Hold it. Hold it. Mr. Fender? Come on, don't play us like that, friend. We both know that's not true. You know as well as I do that prisoners and guards aren't the only ones who can come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean... But sir, they're... Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You don't have a pair of peepers in that hard head of yours? You didn't see them on the way in? Wandering around about in the corridors, chilling with their buds? I bet if you moseyed out of that door right now, you'd trip over one of them before you'd taken a step. Listen, pal, we've had just about enough of your baloney. Take a chill pill, big guy. I'm on your side. You know, for such a wide fella, you have a very narrow mind. What did you...
Hold it!
Detective? Sorry, sir. Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing, air quote. Isn't that what they say? No, we were so much in a hurry, we didn't see who else was in who sees in jail. March 27, 11:06 a.m., prison corridor. This is no ordinary slammer. Here, the humans share the space with some special friends. Here we see animals. There's a pony, a rabbit, a black pig, a cat, and a Japanese snow mountain baboon. Animals? Yes, and they don't have any collars either. They don't have any bracelet. They can go around anywhere as they go as they please. So they're probably doing some zoo therapy or some sort. I guess I think every inmate is issued a pet. Yep, furred and feathered fellas of all shapes and size. Guard filled me in on how it came about. Seems they decided to try a little experiment in animal therapy a few years back. The cons are assign the critter each a buddy to help keep their spirits up. Really? Wow, that sounds like so much fun! Yeah, if only have a program like that in our country, that would be neat, right? Plus, inmates can even earn pet care qualification if they go through some job training with the animals. Oh, that must be all what the equipment in the workshop is for. You got it. Rooms set up especially for that training stuff. So, when you say somebody else could have been at the scene of the crime... Exactamundo, big guy. I was talking about these guys. Hold it! That just means you're still talking baloney. What would an animal do with a rubber glove? Good question. Clap, clap, clap. All I'm saying that it was possible. The rest is Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, if you want me to arrest this piece of baloney, just say the word. Let me get this straight. Are you saying these animals can wander freely around the prison? You know those sensors on the door? They detect the prisoner's bracelet and sound the alarm when somebody goes walkabout. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They're fitted with microchips that open doors right up. They are? Uh-huh. They're implanted just under the skin, around the shoulders. Big needle, quick jab, and voila. What? Doesn't it hurt? Nope, they don't feel a thing. That's what they tell me anyway. Now, where was I? Ah, right. So the point is, they're not the baddies here, so there's no reason to punish them. It's ironic, really. Here in this institution, where humans are caged, the animals are free to roam to their heart's content. Door sensors. They open the doors if an animal is detected, but raise the alarm if an inmate's bracelet is detected. Prisoners are not allowed to move about freely. Yeah, in prisons, animals have more rights than men! God, this is outrage! Oh, how dare this is possible! I'm so angry right now! Chill. They're not completely free, though. They can't leave the prison proper, for one thing. No sensor on that big mother of a door out, you see. What's that tinkling sound? Sir? Yeah, there's a big dog with a bell on his neck. Oh! It has blind straps on him. This is a blind a guiding dog. And it has a bell on it. How neat. Just look at that thing. Is that a bell around his neck? That explains the sound, I suppose. ... Staring at the dog. Staring contest. Yeah, he lost. Edward lost a staring contest with a barking dog. Mr. Edward, were you seriously trying to stare it down? I refuse to lose to a dog. Not for nothing, sir, but your dog's handling skill could use some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat them right. Come on now, come to Gubby. I have experience with Missile. He's a Pomeranian. That guy's easy. Come on. He moves away. Completely ignore Gumshoe. Man, ignored by a dog. That dog was certainly very different to the other animals. And it seems to have a real thing against me. And only me. Alrighty then. You met the menagerie. What's next? I guess we better interview some witness. Right, sir? Indeed. We need more information regarding what was happening around the time the body was found. Then let's start with that guy. You there in the cell. Yeah, that guy is pumping barbells. Hand weights. And he looks like a boxer. He has a pig with him. Yeah, he has a hood. So he has an inmate jacket with a hood. So he looks like a boxer. Prisoner ... Ignored again. Hello. We were wondering if you might be able to tell us anything about this morning incident. Prisoner ... Is anyone else a little afraid of this guy? Hey, not a big talker, huh? It's alright, man. I'm on your side here. Let's start with a handshake, huh? Maybe a hug to break the ice? Seconds out. What's that supposed to mean, seconds out? Hey, I get it, man. Not everyone's a hugging type. I'm cool with that. Prisoner ... Okay, remove his hood. Oh, it's not a pig, it's a polar bear. It's a baby polar bear. 1 round, 10 reps each. Okay, so he's moving about. He has weight. So I thought that was a barbell, but actually he's got weight on his wrist. Like a boulder and chain on each of his wrists. So he probably has 10 pounds on each wrist. And he's boxing with them on that. And he's sweating profusely, and he has boxing body wrap around his hands, and he's a buzz cut shave, and he has some sort of scar that goes all around his skull from his forehead to the back of his head. So that must be a cut of some sort. I don't know how I don't know how that injury happened though. What is this man up to? I better see what he has to say for himself. Your name? From the blue corner, it's Rocco D59 Carcerato. Rocco Carcerato? So yeah, his name is Rocco instead of Rocky. D259, so that's his ID number. From the blue corner, it's Rocco D259 Carcerato. Don't mind if I keep moving, your boss. A fighter can let his heart rate drop, see? It doesn't look like there's any danger to that. Don't you worry you'll lose too much weight doing all that. Don't you worry you'll lose too much weight doing all that. Gotta make weight before a fight, boss. Won't even make it to the ring if you don't. So wait, I get it. You're gonna be a boxer, right? Was, back in the day, but it's good to stay in fighting fit. Leastways, that's how I see it. So, is the bear part of your training too? He looks kinda like an apron. He's so cute! Yeah, so basically the bear is also a weighted apron. So he's gotta move around with weights on his wrist and on his chest. Ain't nothing cute about Teddy. Kid's my partner, see? This here polar bear keeps me on my toes.
He seems to have loosened up a little. Now's my chance. Where were you and Teddy at the time of the incident?
Come on, boss. I ain't no stoolie. And I don't know nothing no how.
I'll be a judge of that. Please answer the question.
You punch drunk or something, boss? I told you, I don't know zip.
So we won't play ball.
Guess there's only one thing to do, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. The more he protests his ignorance, the more certain I am he is hiding something. Alright, let's see exactly what you do and don't know, shall we, Mr. Carcerato?
Da.
Now, let us analyze the state of play.
Knight and a queen.
He adopts a boxing stance when he's on high alert. My guess is that things won't go well if I push too hard at such moments. When my opponent is on the offensive, I should remain calm and bide my time. He's bound to reveal an opening eventually, which is when I'll pounce. First, let's see if our friend here knows anything about the incident. I'll start by asking about his movements, and bring this fight to an end before he knows what hit him.
Mind chess, commence. Tell me about your day so far.
Why don't you start by telling me what you've done today?
Da.
You will answer me, Mr. Carcerato.
What? You want a shot at the champ? Is that it? Then put him up, pal.
Buy my time.
Throwing in the towel already? That's gotta be a record.
Fisticuffs is hardly my style, but I'm more than happy to take you on in a game of chess. Incidentally, don't you get tired ducking and diving like that all the time?
You think I don't got the stamina, kid? Oh, just you try me.
Buy my time.
I'm tired, not today, not ever. Especially not today. Took it really easy this morning. Had me some quiet cell time, hardly broke a sweat.
Really? You look pretty sweaty to me.
Give me a break, will ya? I'm done talking, okay? I'm tired. Yeah, real tired. I thought you took it easy.
So yeah, his guard was down, so that's why I decided to pounce and said, "You may have kept your boxing skill sharp, Mr. Carcerato, but I'm afraid your lying needs quite a bit of work." Tired, really? I hardly think that's possible, especially not after you just told me that your quiet cell time this morning.
Oh, the pawn took out the knight already. Boom. Oof, we gotta be careful there, Teddy. When this guy lands, he lands. Oh, he's gonna remove his weight.
He's hiding something, I'm sure of it. I should try asking him about what was happening at the time of the incident, both in and outside his cell. Okay, I got my time back. I won't need to use my fists in this next round. No, I'll deliver this knockout using carefully chosen words alone.
What were you doing? What was it like around here?
So do you remember what you were doing at the time of this incident?
I was catching some Z's, we both was.
The incident happened only a short while ago. You seemed wide awake, all things considered.
Da. He's looking around. Okay, he's got his defensive position. Tiger uppercut, bide my time. Fighter's gonna be able to get up quick when he's down, but he needs his beauty sleep too. Builds muscles.
Is that so? Then I apologize for waking you. I have read that the rest is an important part of any boxer's training regime.
Ya don't say. So Mr. Prosecutor's savvy when it comes to the fight game, huh? Who knew?
How do you know my profession? Interesting. How do you know that I'm a prosecutor? I don't remember telling you. You've been eavesdropping, haven't you? You've been listening to every word we said out there in the corridor. Which means you weren't asleep and that you are lying again.
Pawn to the queen, hit. You're good, kid. Caught me clean with that one. Alright, I admit it. I wasn't catching in no Z's.
But what, the guy can't work out in his cell no more without lawyers getting involved? Or is a man taking care of himself a crime now? The fact that we now know he was awake is an important development. It could well prove to be a useful clue. What was it like around here? Did you notice anything strange around the time of the incident? ... What do you mean, strange? By my time, don't play dumb or we're not already. I'm gonna go with don't play dumb since his guard is down. Answer the question. Tell me what was going on around that time. Wish I could help you, boss. But I was asleep. We both was. Time to deploy my clue. You were exercising. Yeah, now the pawn is becoming a knight. Enough of your barefaced lies. You weren't asleep. You were exercising. You told me as much yourself. Another hit. Oof. A counter punch, huh? Should have seen that one coming. It seems I have you on the ropes, Mr. Carcerado. It's time to come clean about what you know. Exclamation mark. Alright, you don't got a shout about it. Stomping around like you own the place. Steady and his pals have been scared enough this morning already. Already, you say, or by my time? Pawn. What do you mean already? You've done well to endure this long, but I fear you'll soon be out for the count. You say the animals have been scared enough already, which implies something happened here earlier. Well, what was it, Mr. Carcerado? Oh, and the queen is destroyed. Quit it, will ya? I'm getting shellackled there. I'm getting shellackled here. Fine. Somebody yelled, okay? Real loud and real scared. Got all the little guys scared too. Yeah, laugh it up, Mr. Big Shot Lawyer. Let me see you do the same thing in the ring. Checkmate. I think we now established that you know more than you were letting on, don't you? ... Fine, I'll talk. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's not get getting away, Kay. Our work here has only just begun. Hold it. Hey, can we call the timeout here for a sec, guys? There's something super big I need to say, air quote. Timeout, air quote. It's just, well, it's like fate, air quote, brought us here today after all these years, Edgeworth. Clap. And it's a real privilege watching how you work. Eye-opening stuff, in fact. Just thought you should know I'll be telling you know who what you've become. ... Who know who? Keen to get the lowdown, huh? Well... That's enough. This has nothing to do with Kay. Whoa, don't have a cow, man. Why so sensitive? Report whatever you wish to whomever you wish. Just do it on somebody else's time. Whatever you say, boss man. But I think he should know at least. You know how you've been living your life since you signed on to doing things the Von Karma way. Shrug. After all, you've disappointed him enough for one lifetime already, am I right? What's he talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Nothing that need concern you, Kay. Our focus should be on Mr. Carcerado. Now, shall we continue? It's time to hear the truth at last. Huh, you won't land a glove on me, kid. The incident. It was a show, finished right about 10 a.m. Came back here after, did me some training. Leastways, I tried to, barely got to the count of 2 before somebody screamed, "What the Guys was hollering and howling, crying for help. But what can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes it out and I gets back to work. I found it curious that you would pay so little heed to a desperate cry for help. Like I say, boss, what can I do? Besides, this is the joint. Don't nobody thank nobody for getting involved in what ain't none of their concerns. I hear you, brother. Best you can do is rubberneck from it
here, there anyway, am I right?
You mentioned training, Mr. Carcerado. I can't help but notice how well equipped your cell is.
There's a guy, the fixer they call him.
What's a fixer?
Well, feller can get his hands on just about anything you need for a price. His name is Red. He looks like Morgan Freeman. Have you heard of him? No way! D. Morgan Freeman, I'm jealous! Think he can find me a...
Perhaps, Mr. Carcerado, that you ought to ask for is a beginner's guide to giving better testimony. Because I can promise you that you'll be down for the count in one.
You? Put me down? Try, you bum. And what am I, chopped liver?
The incident.
There was a show finished right about 10 a.m.
Hold
it! What kind of show was it exactly?
Well, it depends on the day. They bring it in from outside, see? Singers, dancers, all kinds. Give us cons a little something to look forward to.
Nice! That sounds like fun! You went along to see today's show?
Sure I did. Can't miss a chance to get a glimpse of the outside world now, can I? Then it was over. Came back here after that. Did me some training.
Hold it!
What did this training involve?
Let's see now. Today was stamina and rhythm work, which means jump rope.
What? In that tiny cell? How? And what about Teddy? Isn't that dangerous for him?
Kid's no dummy. Second I get my ropes out, he jumps up and holds on tight.
You jump rope with a polar bear clinging to your chest?
Told you, didn't I? We're partners. Besides, a little extra weight's good for me. Anyway, I started jumping rope. Leastways, I tried to, barely got into the count of 2 before somebody screamed, "What the ah?"
Hold it!
Tell us more about the scream you heard.
It was the scream of a guy who's about to scream his last. And I should know. Whoa there, good buddy. There's a time and a place, you know.
So it was clearly audible?
Guy backed into a corner, fighting for his life. You ever heard something like that, boss? Well, I have, and yeah, it was clearly audible. Guy was hollering and howling, crying for help.
Hold it!
And that's all you heard? There was nothing else?
Nope, nothing much anyhow.
So there was something. What else did the victim say? You have to tell me.
Oh, I do, huh? Why don't you come on over and see if I can make you squeal like he did? Whoa, 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 whoa. Forgive the kid here. He doesn't know when to quit. Come on, Miles. Apologize to the good man.
But this is clearly important, and yet he insists on remaining infuriatingly vague.
Look, friend. How about you let it slide, please? Can you do it for me? Carcerado. So yeah, I heard the voice like I said. But what can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes out and get back to work.
Hold it!
You were able to concentrate on your training, even after hearing all that screaming?
Look, if he was on the outside, maybe things would have been different. Maybe I would see what I could do. But this ain't the outside. I can't go no place, even if I want to. And you didn't think to slip out from yourself to go sneak a peek?
I don't think anybody else would have thought of doing that except you, Kay.
If only this wasn't a prison, Mr. Knight might have lived.
I somehow doubt it. Frankly speaking, there was no saving him.
What? But if somebody could have just gotten to him in time...
Mr. Carcerado is clearly lying. What I don't understand is why. Let's see what I can uncover by pointing out the contradiction in his testimony.
I never examined the inside of the pocket chest set. Come on, come on, come on! Hurry up and open that clasp.
This is a murder investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning.
Oh, please! Even your heart must keep a beat when you're about to open the mysterious box.
Not all of us think like you, Kate, thankfully.
Okay.
All pieces are here and accounted for.
These are chess pieces, right? I've seen the ones you have in your office. So, how come there are black and white?
Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made.
As in, they're unique and probably valuable? I like the sound of that.
She's got that glint in her eye. She better not be playing a robbery.
So, no pieces are missing. So there's no second compartment or anything. It's just a clasp and chest piece. Okay. We examined the... I don't see the contradiction clearly. I'm going to press everything again.
Hold it! Hold it!
Just want to check something. I only have one page of evidence. I only have 8 evidence.
Hold it! Hold it!
Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So the hint is here. The guy was hollering and howling, crying for help. I'm gonna try the door sensor here.
Objection!
Yeah, wrong.
This piece of evidence contradicts your testimony, Mr. Carcerado.
That your best shot, kid? My grandmother had better jab than you.
Ark, I thought I'd thrown a decent punch there.
Better luck next time.
Indeed, my next one will be right on the money.
And he'll be on the canvas before he knows it.
Okay, I'm gonna try here with the door sensors.
Objection!
No. Okay, they tried to make us think that the guy cried for help, where he was instantly killed by a stab wound to the throat.
Objection!
Okay, so I got the right statement but the wrong evidence. Are you listening carefully, Mr. Carcerato?
Huh? You're trying to be cute or something?
The victim died from a wound to the throat, and very quickly at that. He had neither the time nor the ability to scream as you claim he did.
Exclamation mark!
You say you heard the victim's cries, and yet that would have been impossible.
But there must have been a scream. He said there was.
He said there was?
Yeah, quit looking so smug, will ya? Fine, admit it. I didn't hear nothing, alright? But the guy in the next cell did. He told me so.
The next cell? You mean this one over there?
Huh? What do you want? I heard a scream. What of it? We came back from the show and they put us in our cell, same as always. Then, just like I told this guy, I heard it, a scream, a really scary one.
Scary horror, exactly.
Didn't tell him it's this part, I guess, but it was kind of like, eek! Someone, anyone, come quickly, he's... Something like that. Okay, so somebody found the body. Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim.
Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body.
Ah, that explains it. So, Mr. Carcerano was telling the truth, more or less.
Is that really the case, though? Are there really no problems now with his testimony?
There is a problem.
I'm afraid the new problem has reared its head. Namely, why didn't you hear the scream yourself, Mr. Carcerado?
Yeah, what gives, pal? How come you didn't hear anything when your neighbor here heard it clear as day? Eek! Well, you think I did the crime or something, huh? From inside of this here cell? Guy died over in the workshop, in case you forgot. Well, yeah, it does seem a little weird now that you mention it. He's right. Neither of us could have done it. Cause let me tell you, if I could get out of this here cage and murder somebody, you'll all be toast. Eek! Ain't that the truth? Your bums ain't leaving this place in one piece if any of us can help it.
I almost forgot that these men are hardened criminals. Well, I won't be doing that again anytime soon.
I'm guessing this wasn't how you saw this going, huh, Edgeworth?
What's my next move here? I won't get much more out of them in this state.
Overruled.
Whoa! They changed the voice actress. Well, I guess the fan translation would use them all their own people, but if you bring an official translation, you would change the voice actor. The first objection for the night they changed, but with her, overrule instead of overruled. Who's there? I'm gonna let it play because I'm just in love with that song.
There's an orchestrated version of that, but they removed the organ out of the element. I found the organ version better. That's the short, that the whole charm of the song right there in the organ. Yes! You could put that song in an orchestra, like some part with the violins and some part with the brass and all of that. But you remove the charm of the song if you... Order in the court!
Who died and made you the boss of me, huh? Can't you see we're kind of busy here?
Shh! Hush now! Silence is golden.
It is?
Your hand, if you please.
By
the power vested in me, I hereby sentence you to blissful silence. Praise be! A simple life awaits you. No money, no possessions. May the goddess of justice watch over you, now and always. Guard, if you would.
Yes, ma'am. Looks like you'll be spending the night in solitary, buddy.
What? Exactly, it's one of those things, like if you remove the organ from the Final Fantasy VI final boss, it's like it needs that as an accent. Yeah, but at the very least, when they do an orchestra of going mad, they still keep the keyboard, because it's Nobuo Uematsu. Like, he made the arrangement, so he still kept the organs. If they do an orchestra, he put some guitar and bass and stuff like that, but he keeps the keyboard as the main part.
Yeah, what? Come on, please, boss. Any place but here. Any place but there.
There is no need to be afraid, my child. If anything, you should rejoice. This is a blessing, a chance to redeem yourself, to be reborn. I just realized the haircut has more detail as well. She has her bangs in the shape of lightning. And she has a front cut, exaggerated, but at the same pattern. And the back is braided as always. They put more detail in her design character. Even the sleeves. It wasn't showable, but now we can see there's some pattern of scales on her sleeves.
No!
The guard drags him away by the tank top, and the polar bear just follows him. Oh, goddess of justice, bless your child and keep him in your care. Oh, Holy One, we give thanks in your name. And you are? Curtsy. Verity Gavel, at your service. Yeah, it's no longer Justin Courtney. Her name is Verity Gavel. Verity, as in the French word for truth, and Gavel is like gavel, but they put it in French, even though Gavel is not a French word. It is my honor to bear the title of judge and to work at the pleasure of the law. And what is a judge doing in a place like this? Since you ask, Mr. Edgeworth, I have been sent here to find you. I come bearing a message from the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, the CPE, and it is my sacred duty to deliver it. The Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence? What the heck is that? It is first and foremost a name that should not be taken in vain, my child, for it is a sacred phrase from the goddess of justice herself.
Why don't I fill you in, kiddo? So the committee is a panel of 11 people.
Exactly, I mean, Nobu really knows what he's doing when it comes to video game music in general, but I was thinking, if you were... If you were remove the organ, which is an essential part of the piece, it would lose that creepiness. Yeah, but it's not the creepiness I fall in love with. It's like the sanctity of it all. Like, if you transfer the organ into an orchestra, like, there's more richness in the sound, but you remove, like, the sanctity part of it. Anyway, the committee is a panel of 11 people whose job is to keep our beloved prosecutors honest. In other words, they make sure people like Edgeworth here don't cross the professional line. The panel is comprised of people from both the legal and political professions. A panel of which you are a member, I assume? I am! Allow me to thank you on the committee's behalf and for your service. Exactly, so what I'm saying is the organ should stay even if the orchestra arrangement this particular song. Yeah! Thanks for coming to see us like this. Speaking of for myself, it's a real honor to meet you. It's always great to hang with a judicial compadre. Come on, bring it in and chillax. We're all friends here. You want to give me a hug? Alright. Need I remind you that the committee has a long-standing relationship with the Bar Association? Hey, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to lighten the mood there, quote. Okay. So, your job is to find bad prosecutor and punish them? Precisely, my child. Praise be to the goddess of justice for bestowing her gift of insight onto you. The committee has the power to remove problematic prosecutor from cases. And should a prosecutor truly unworthy of the title be brought into our attention, we are vested with the power to confiscate that prosecutor's badge.
And what does the committee for prosecutory whatever you said once we're Mr. Edgeworth? We're in the middle of investigation here.
Objection!
Oh, here's the new kid. Oh! Pitiful! You really don't know, do you? What an ignoramus!
And who are you, pal?
Winner! Eustace Winner! Prosecutor extraordinaire! So it's not even Sebastian the Best. I'm no longer the best, I'm a winner. Though you might know just me as the winner, a name they call me down at the prosecutor office. I'm just the best, I'm the winner. With great affection, I might add. ... I have never heard of you. And how about Detective Flatfoot over there?
Nope. Name means nothing to me.
Well, it's to be expected of an ignoramus, I suppose. Ignorance is sweet, as they say, so I'm sure most things mean sweet nothings to you. Ignorance is bliss, winner. And I don't think sweet nothings means what you think it means. It is entirely natural that you aren't yet acquainted. Eustace only joined us just last month. Love this poor fun names, they're so good. I don't know if I like Eustace Winner more than Sebastian the Best. Because remember, his name is supposed to be Blaze the Best. So is it going to be Blaze Winner? So it's not even going to be Blaze. So he's nothing but a rookie. I'm not just any rookie, I am a winning rookie. Which we will prove himself to be in due time. Now, let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. What do you mean? What mess? I fear I know exactly what he means. The committee's sending an envoy with a new prosecutor in tow. I think I like Eustace Winner better because he sounds like Useless Winner. Oh, okay. Okay, that's where you're going with that. Yeah, Useless Winner. Because he is useless. And he's only winner in name. Alright. Good call. I suspect I know what you're getting at, Winner. But I'm going to need a few more details. Would you mind explaining, Judge Gavel? Very well. By the power vested in me by the Goddess of Justice, I hereby declare that in the matter of the incident at the presidential address and the murder of Mr. Bronco Knight, the committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth to be relieved from his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict.
What? Mr. Edgeworth is off the case just like that?
Judge Gabel, I believe I asked for an explanation. No explanation is required. The guilty verdict is in. The goddess has spoken and her judgment is final.
Objection!
And what exactly have I done to warrant being taken off the case? Come now, Mr. Edgeworth, claiming ignorance of your crimes will not serve to lessen your guilt. You boarded the presidential plane, violating the principle of extraterritoriality, and while there, you perform an unsanctioned investigation and subjected a visiting foreign leader to questioning. You were one wrong move away from causing a major international incident. You vastly overstepped the authority of your office. To call it an abuse of power would be no understatement.
Objection!
I don't deny that I may have pushed the boundaries where certain rules were concerned, but there is also no denying that certain risk must be taken if one is to arrive at the truth. I refuse to concede my action were inappropriate. Then what are you saying is the end justify the means? The rules that can be freely ignored? That is a very dangerous way of thinking. Curtsy. The law is absolute. It is not to be bent to your whims. Forgive me, but not all of us believe as you do. Is that so? How unfortunate. Still, it changes nothing. When a trial ends, the hammer falls. Be your defendant or attorney, even if the verdict seems irrational, nothing more can be done. Nothing, that is, but to give thanks to the Goddess of Justice, Divine's grace. Unless you wish to appeal. To do so would be to risk your badge, of course. So they mean to take my badge if I don't play along?
Whoa, tough break, Edgeworth.
I see you have accepted your fate. Good. Guards, if you would be so kind as to escort them out.
No, stop! What are you doing?
What are you doing, detective? I'm in charge here now, so you'll do as I say and move out of the way.
What? You're not the boss of me!
Unlucky for you, Flatfoot. That's exactly what I am. They're holding all the cards here. I don't stand a chance. Detective Gumshoe, do as Mr. Winner says.
But sir!
Judge Gabel. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? The committee's decision is beyond irrational. So yes, I do plan to appeal. You haven't heard the last of this. Duly noted. Until we meet again, then. Let's go, Kay. We're leaving.
Right. Oh, and remember, you know who will be getting a full report on all of this. ... To be continued. Do you want to save? Here's the problem here. If I am to continue, it will be for only half an hour more. Let's see. Can I rate anybody? Yes. But okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be streaming for 30 more minutes, and wherever I am, I'm gonna stop there and continue next Tuesday. So my next stream is gonna be on Tuesday since I'm gonna be working for the next 3 days. So a little bit longer, and we're gonna stop when the timer says that I'm done. Middle, a suspect has been arrested. March 28th, 9:45 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office,
Room 1202. This is Edgeworth's office.
I still can't believe what happened yesterday. It was terrible, the way those two treated you.
Now, let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. The committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict. Judge Cavell and Mr. Winner certainly didn't mince their words. But that's not what concerns me right now. I'm more worried about the committee's reasons for doing what they did, and what they might do next. I suspect it won't be good.
To Mr. Edgeworth, are you listening to me?
Yeah, of course.
So this is it? You're giving up on the Bronco Knight case?
No, I have no intention of doing any such things. To walk away from the case would be to tacitly accept the committee's decision. Blah, 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 blah. To walk away from the case would be to tacitly accept the committee's decision. The only problem is that I don't have the authority to continue investigating.
Cell phone?
Yes, what is it, detective?
I've got some bad news, sir. Word down at the precinct is they just arrested somebody for Knight's murder.
What? Do you know who it is?
No, but I heard they're bringing out in the detention center right now. Maybe you could go to talk to whoever it is. Good idea. Let's get down here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Even without the authority to investigate, surely I can still pay a suspect an innocent visit. All right, we're on our way.
Me too. I'll see you there, sir.
But won't you be missed, detective?
Nah, everyone's busy in the prison going over the crime scene anyway.
Good. Then we'll see you shortly.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Kay, let's go.
You got it.
March 28th, 10:23 a.m., Detention Center. Visitor's room. ... Still no sign of them, huh? Indeed.
Wait, this is just like last time.
Please, don't tempt fate like that.
No, I can't. I just can't.
Sure you can. I told you it's just a pair of visitors.
Sounds like someone really doesn't want to see us. Oh, what's this guy again?
No!
Just talk with them, please.
But one of them's a prosecutor, right? Aren't they all super scary? All they do is stare at you right into your soul.
So yeah, there's a guy with a pink shirt. He's covering his face with his hands. He has two silly pigtails on the top of his head. And with two bangs, he's red hair.
You must be the suspect in the... Eek! See, I told you! Okay, why is this man so flustered?
Probably because you're being you, but I guess that's just how you are.
Thanks for clearing up absolutely nothing.
Hey, Mr. Suspect! You doing okay in there? We just want a little chat with you, no biggie, right?
Who are you?
I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick. It's just a part-time gig I'm doing while I take a break from my real job, though.
Funny, I don't recall ever employing you.
And that Mr. Edgeworth, he is a prosecutor, but he's not going to stare a hole in your soul or anything.
Oh, please.
Really? Okay, so he's showing his face. He has some sort of tribal mask t-shirt. Really?
Really?
Anyway, can you first please tell us your name?
It's Saint. Simeon Saint.
I remember his first name being Simeon, but I don't remember his last name being Saint. I need to watch my other playthroughs to see what his name was. Simeon Saint. Well, nice to meet you, Simeon. You can call me Kay. Everyone else does.
Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, I would like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Exclamation mark. Please, Simeon, we're trying to help you, I promise.
But you're not my lawyer.
Really? You're gonna help?
Thanks to Kate, sounds like we finally get some answer at least.
I love the name, Simeon Saint.
Perhaps you could start by telling us a little about yourself.
Who, me? But why would anyone want to know anything about me? I'm boring, I'm nothing, I'm a nobody.
Do you have a job?
Well, it's hardly worth mentioning, really. I'm your average corporate pencil pusher, just like everyone else, honest!
This is going to take a while.
Relation to Knight.
About you and Mr. Knight. And just when I thought we were making progress.
Okay. So, Simeon, did you know Mr. Knight? Come on, you can tell me.
Bronco? Yeah, I knew him. We were friends. Interesting. I wonder if he knew that Knight had been arrested.
And did you know Mr. Knight had been arrested?
Yeah, I even came to visit him. He came to see Knight. I wonder when that would be been.
And when was that, Simeon?
It was the day before yesterday, around lunchtime. I came as soon as I got the call from the cops. The police called him? Why?
How come the police called you?
They say Bronco asked them to. That he needed a favor.
A favor?
Uh-huh. He wanted me to bring him his chess set, the pocket-sized one. So I went by his place, and then I came here.
A chess set? A chess set?
Is it just me, or is she getting better at stealing my thoughts?
You do know everything you think is written all over your face, right, Edgeworth? Exclamation mark. Yeah, I'm not a mind reader, just an expression reader. Amazing, right? Don't you just love having a sidekick as helpful as me?
And have you read what my next move is going to be?
Sure have. There's something you want to show Simeon.
Indeed. Let's present to him and we see what he has to say about it.
So, this chess set...
Oh, that's the one I brought for Bronco.
Well, that settles that at least. Pocket chess data updated into my organizer. Folding chessboard with the piece stored inside belonged to Knight. Was brought to him at his request by Saint. Found it next to Mr. Knight.
He always had to have a chessboard somewhere nearby. I'm not surprised he had it with him when he...
Simeon, you and Mr. Knight, you were very close, weren't you?
Yeah, we were best friends, at least. I thought we were, but I guess I was wrong about that.
What do you mean?
If I knew him so well, why was it such a shock for me to find out he had killed someone? It's not easy discovering that someone you're close to had committed a terrible crime. It's a very bitter pill to swallow indeed. How could it all end like this? I could never imagine something so awful.
Something's not right here, Mr. Edgeworth. There's just no way Simeon murdered Mr. Knight.
Yes, he certainly doesn't seem to have an obvious motive. Then again, he wouldn't have been arrested for no reason either. I wonder what grounds they had for doing so.
Reason for arrest.
Why were you arrested, Mr. Saint? I just don't get it. Why would he talk to me?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Whoa, he answered you, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess he's not scared of you anymore.
Thank goodness for small miracles. The cops burst into my house this morning out of nowhere. And before I knew it, I was here. These policemen. Was there a prosecutor with them?
Yeah, some kid named The Winner or something.
The rookie. I thought as much.
So, did they interrogate you yet?
What? I'm going to be interrogated by the cops?
Well, yeah, I mean, you've been arrested. You're a suspect now.
No! Won't the detective shout at me and threaten me and... Oh! There are always these hulking guys, right? Who get in your face and force you to...
Detective Gumshoe reporting for duty.
Ah! See? I told you! Please don't hurt me! Please don't crush me with those huge arms! No, please! I'm calling the cops!
I am a cop. You scratch his head? What's up with this guy, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, nothing, Detective. You're just being you. I guess it's just how you are.
I don't get it, sir.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, Simon is clearly innocent. So, there's gotta be something we can do for him, isn't there? Mr. Saint. Yes? You were Mr. Knight's friend. And 2 days ago you came to visit him? You had nothing at all to do with his murder. Is my understanding correct? Yes! I didn't kill anybody! Very well, then I will choose to believe you, and I will do all I can to assist you. Huh? But why would you help a nobody like me? Let's just say that I may not be doing it solely for your sake. I have something of a personal interest in this case. Flashback with Winner and Gavel. That's right, it's payback time! We'll show those two whose investigation reigns supreme.
Oh yeah, now we're cooking!
Unfortunately, I still lack the authority to conduct said investigation. As such, my resources are rather limited and I'll need to lean heavily on the ones I do have in hand. Which means you, Mr. Saint, your information will be invaluable going forward. In other words, let's see if we can help one another out, shall we?
Oh, I just thought of something. Why don't you just borrow an attorney's badge? Then you could represent our pal here.
Surely you can't. Now's not the time for jokes, Gummy. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecutor. He couldn't defend anyone if his life depended on it.
But I wasn't kidding. I just thought helping suspects, that's what a defense attorney does, you know?
Sure, but we can do that too.
The only thing that matters...
No, the only thing that matters is that we find the real culprit in the end. So come on now, let's get to work.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure you know already, but just to be clear, if our investigation ultimately proves you to be the culprit, we'll have no choice but to treat you like any other suspect. But you needn't worry. I believe you, or at least I have decided to try, for now. Just hold tight and try to believe in us in return. If nothing else, it might help you to feel a little less alone. Now, if you'll excuse me. March 28, 11:22 a.m., Detention Center. Corridor. They just passed the sensors. So, we talked a good game in there, but we can't even get back inside the main prison to see the scene of the crime.
Maybe defending the guy in court is our best bet after all?
Yummy! Can't defend for his life, remember? Well, who do we have here? If it isn't Edgeworth and the gang, what are your cats doing here?
Listen, pal, if you come to arrest Mr. Edgeworth again, I'll...
Hey, easy there, Detective Flatfoot Sholmes. I'm here to work. They keep the name Sholmes. Flatfoot Sholmes. Work? What, you're here to defend somebody? Whoa, the K-Meister nails it in one. Aren't you just the uber intelligentes of the bunch? The uber intelligentes is one of the bunch. Uber intelligentes? That's not how you use either of those words, Fender. Some may say I'm an easygoing old rogue, air quote, about town, but I'm actually not a half-bad attorney. Which is why I've been summoned to the old Jailer Rooney for a meeting with a new client. The suspect is one Simone Sainsbury. Simone Sainsbury? You mean Simeon Saint?
Whoa, that's freaky. You know more about my job than I do. Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender's a defense attorney. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
No. No, 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 no. I fear I might be. In fact, it could be our only option. Not so long ago, I found myself embroiled in another case that wasn't mine. I managed to worm my way onto the crime scene by agreeing to be a certain someone's subordinate. Not an experience I ever want to repeat, but I fear I may have a little choice. Fender,
Hold that. Before you say another word, I just gotta point out the fine print. Eddie Fender doesn't take on associates. Exclamation mark. Say it ain't so, air quote. I hear you protesting, but pompous prosecutors are a no-go. Especially those of the Von Karma variety.
I should have known he wouldn't forgive me that easily. I understand why you wouldn't want to work with me, or with someone like me. What's more, I understand how you feel about all things Von Karma. But please, believe me when I say, I'm not the man I was back then. I'm no longer under my old mentor's spell.
You better believe it, pal. Mr. Edgeworth's a changed man. Sure, he used to be the demon prosecutor, but he's not like that anymore.
I do have feelings, Detective.
Yummy's right. Mr. Edgeworth's one of the good guys now. He's not just a prosecutor, he's a hero. He got me off the hook just last month. You don't say. Well, that escalated quickly. But he was. There's no other words for it. He was heroic. Creatively even. Dot.
Please, Fender. Don't you think there's something odd about the way the committee stepped in yesterday? There's more to this case that meets the eye. I'm certain of it. I can't just walk away from this. I can't. Please, allow me to help you with this investigation. He bows.
Fender covers his face with his fedora. Sheesh, shrugs. A bow from the great Miles Edgeworth. Never thought I would see the day, but here we are. So enlighten me, if you will. What made the leopard change his spots?
Well, I suppose I would have to say the courtroom itself. I've experienced so many things and met so many people there within its four walls, including some old friends who showed me a better way to be. How could that not change you a person?
Fender Well, I'll be. The old you would never have bared a soul like that. That was beautiful. Shrugs. You might even surprise you know, and you know how much that takes. Tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start again with a clean slate. So, this is me, business card. Edgeworth and Company Law Offices, Eddie Fender, Senior Partner. Edgeworth?
That's right. Mr. Fender here began his legal career as an assistant to my late father, Gregory Edgeworth.
What? Your dad was a defense attorney? So, the you know who Mr. Fender keeps talking about is... The clever K-Meister nails it in one yet again. Clap, clap, clap. That's right, I was talking about his old man. Guess you all noticed I kept his name over the door, so to speak. Least I could do for old Gregory, really. Listen, Edgeworth. Miles. I'm going to level with you here. I don't trust you. Not fully, anyway. I can't just forget about all those years you spent licking Von Karma's boots, you know? Anyone can say they have changed. I'm going to need you to prove it. Drugs! And besides, you know it's what Gregory would have wanted.
Very well, I accept.
Okay, then that's not hardball for one day. Let's move on to the fun stuff. I hereby appoint you as interim associate, air quote, of Edgeworth and Co. Congrats, man!
I will try not to let you down.
Well, doesn't this bring a tear to the eye? The prodigal son coming on board at his late father's firm. Permission to come on board too, please, Mr. Fender. You don't even have to ask, kiddo. Welcome to the crew. Woohoo! Thanks, Captain! Alright, I guess it's time to go to work. So, where to begin? Any bright idea, Miles?
Where were we when we were so rudely interrupted?
Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably it wasn't the victim.
Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found this body.
So yeah, that's where we are.
I believe we need to speak with the person who found the body.
Just what I was thinking, eager associate. We do indeed.
Still the type to smile and nod, I see. That will certainly makes my life easier, boss.
Now that that's decided, let's get going. What about me? I'm a detective. I can't just hop on board as an attorney's assistant like you guys.
He has a point. I can't leave him adrift all on his own. Now can I? Detective Gumshoe, I have a special assignment for you. You are to continue investigating the case under Mr. Winner. And if you happen to discover anything that seems useful, you are to notify me immediately. You're in a uniquely powerful position, Detective, and I'm going to need all the info you can pass our way.
You can count on me, sir. I'm a real pro when it comes to letting things slip to the defense.
Trust me, I know. But just this one, those loose slips of yours might be what saves our ships.
Gumshoe away! Throw wide the prison gates, good sirs, because here we come. March 28, 11:50 a.m. Prison corridor. Yeah, I love this game as well. So, any idea how we track down whoever found the Bronxter's body, Miles?
I think our best bet would be to simply ask around. Oh, don't you dare!
Question mark? Oh, it's the warden. What was her... Okay, I'm gonna keep that voice. Who is this?
Excuse me, but... Oh, my. Just look at you.
Are you talking to me?
Just fabulously chic, darling. Fabulously. Facial hair is very au courant, don't you think?
Enchanté, mademoiselle, and much obliged. Defense attorney and defender at your service. Let's get things off on the right foot, shall we? A little embracer, perhaps? No. If it's the French word for embrace, that's not embrasser. Embrasser is kiss. A little câlin, perhaps? Oh, I like the sound of that. And a hug. There you go. Oh, that was a kiss. Oh, shit. He fell on one knee. Right on the kisser. Wow.
Well, how else does one greet a new friend, A little smooch is entirely de vigueur, don't you think?
Yeah, it's true that French are easy on the kiss, but never straight on the lips. It's obvious they're flirting with each other, that's nice. And she looks flustered. Wow, talk about stealing a kiss.
Indeed, an act so shameless it puts even great thieves to shame. Physical contact is still very important as a form of expression for our little family. Everyone in this lovely home will tell you as much.
Hey, if everyone else is hip to that, I can be hip to that too, sure.
Fifi Lagarde, by the way, warden of this charming abode.
Okay, from now on I'm gonna give her a French accent because her name is absolutely very, very, very French. Fifi Lagarde. All right, and she has a mink scarf, and it moves, so it's a real mink. She's wearing minx fur, but it's actually a real minx, a living minx, not a dead one. But I'm pretty sure that the rest of the fur coat is all fur, but I'm pretty sure it's a million squirrels tied up together. There's not a single dead animal on her skin. She's wearing live animal. Fifi Lagarde, yes. You may call me Fifi, of course.
So she's the warden of the entire detention center and prison family, is she? A pleasure to meet you, Miss Lagarde. Miles Edgeworth. I'm an associate with Mr. Fender's practice. I hope you don't mind me asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday?
Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day after all.
Important in what way exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps?
A meeting? Oh, heavens, no. I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit. It was a simply spectacular event featuring some terrifically talented animals. Circus show? But this is the Berry Circus team that we hear right now. But there's an elephant who's standing on his hind legs, rolling on a ball, and a tiger jumping into fiery hoops. Anyone who was anyone had to be there. If you were here at home, you were watching the show with me. The performer set up a special stage in the yard just for us. We are only very lucky. We are one very lucky family, n'est-ce pas?
So, she was at the circus performance for the inmates yesterday morning. Mr. Carcerado mentioned a show yesterday as well. He must have been talking about the same thing. What time did the show take place?
From around 8 until 10, maybe? Yes, something like that.
Meaning it finished right around when the body was discovered. And by dint of having attended the show, she has a reasonably solid alibi.
Oh, would you look at the time? Sorry, darlings, but I really must dash. Feel free to explore our home, mi casa su casa and all that. Ciao for now. And she leaves. Well, what now, Mr. Edgeworth?
The person who found the body screamed, and that scream was heard by one inmate that we know of. Therefore, our first task is to question this inmate and see where his information will take us next.
Oh. Sorry, I just got a text message. I have a confirmation that it's going to be at 7 sharp. There's no one in there. Yeah, Carcerado has been left. They took him into solitary, remember? I wonder when he'll be back.
It may be a while. I got the feeling he was in pretty serious trouble.
Poor guy. Did you see the tears in his eyes? He really didn't want to go.
Yes. The way they had to literally drag him away was certainly unusual for a simple timeout. I shudder to think what kind of punishment he's facing right now.
There's a parrot. Cannot talk to the parrot. Here's a pony.
They even have ponies. This one's only big enough to carry a small child.
Isn't this great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo.
Except it's the humans, not the animals who lives in captivity here.
No one would mind if I took one home with me, would they?
If by home you mean behind bars, then no, I suppose not.
Oh, it's a blurb about the guy in the cell. Let's see what it says. Prisoner number D259, classification, habitat, C cell to the right.
Not exactly helpful, is it?
This grizzly fellow has a pet polar bear called Teddy. He's a former boxer who loves to stay trim and is always at optimum fighting weight. He may push his body to the max, but he's relentlessly kind to himself. Omnivore.
Who exactly is all this information for anyway?
Yeah, they're like, this is a zoo, and the humans are the animals. And the animals are visitors, but they can't even read. So let's see about this guy. There's something written here.
It seems to be about the prisoner in the cell.
Prisoner number D258, classification, Captivus periculosis. Came across a piece of toast at the zoo once. They said bred in captivity. Captivus periculosis. He may look fearsome, but this lively fellow is actually a sweet-natured herbivore. He even has a pet penguin named Gwynny. He's skilled at giving such real griping testimony. You swear you were there at the crime scene too. The end.
It's the kind of things you might expect to read in a zoo, not a prison.
And we can talk to him.
How about the person who found the body? Do you happen to know where he is right now?
He should be in one of the workshop, I guess. Usually at this hour.
Then it seems the workshop are the next port to call.
Here's a black pig.
It's a mini pig, I believe. Though not for eating, I hope.
Is this great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo!
Except it's the humans.
Okay, they say the same thing. She says the same thing. Can I bring one home? Can I pet that dog?
This bench has seen better days. It's covered in rust.
Yeah, only cats would dare take a nap down there. Maybe Gummy.
I fear you may be right.
Oh, here's the snow monkey. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it's the Monkey Mountain.
Not something I ever expect to see the prison, I must say.
Doesn't look like fun.
Not in the least, and while we're on the subject, you are not, under any circumstances, to climb on that structure. Do I make myself clear?
But I have to show that monkey who's boss. I need to be the apex.
Please, Kate, you really don't.
Here, little bunny.
Why is there a rabbit just... I nearly tripped over it.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. This looks like the way to the prison yard. Sadly, the shutter is locked tight.
Freedom awaits on just the other side. A stoic look and key twixt mine eyes and nose on the outdoor breeze. Such a cruel fate it is indeed. The more I think on it, the more it eats at me.
Whose thoughts are you attempting to channel exactly with that soliloquy? Do you have a moment? We have a few questions for you. Oh, who's a good girl? You are. You just perfect.
She really is. She's beautiful. Meow.
He finally noticed me, I think. I was wondering.
What's her name? It's Waggy, ma'am. She's my little friend.
Yes, right, as you were then. What I need are answers and not clawful puns. I wonder where this door leads.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting some real strong vibes coming from there.
Maybe that's where they keep the super duper
dangerous prisoner.
That's certainly a real possibility, in which case, we better turn back while we still can.
Wait, I was only kidding, you know. No, I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure this is where the blind dog was going. So, one of those dangerous convict is a blind person, and it's on the other side of that door. Hello? Anybody in there? Nice try, kiddo, but this is the bathroom stall. Yo, you there! Could you help us out there, my good man? Yes, sir! What can I do for you? I'm gonna let go of the cat for a while. Yes, a dangerous blind guy. Is somebody using this workshop right now? Yes, sir. One of the prisoners is in there. Just confirmed it myself during the noontime roll call.
We'd like to speak to this prisoner, if that's all right.
Sure, I'll go fetch him right now. Won't take a sec. This one's all yours, Milesy boy.
What? Why?
Let's just say I'd rather not roll the dice on someone I don't know, yeah? Huh. And I thought adults were all supposed to be strong and brave. Well, you're not looking so brave yourself right now, so let's get it even.
Here they come.
Yes? Hello? Yes, hello. So yeah, he's wearing some sort of shears and comb and tweezers, I think. I think he's doing some toilettage or haircut, trimming the hair on the animals. And he has an apron, pink apron that says "Bow Wow, Die, Delicious," and he has one pink glove.
I hear you wish to speak with me, Not exactly the hardened criminal we were expecting, is he?
Oh no, this guy is the first culprit from the first Phoenix Wright game. He has a mole on his forehead,
I'm sure as soon as I'm gonna call his name, you're gonna remember who it is. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a public prosecutor. A prosecutor, you say? Hold it. A defender, attorney at law. What happened to being too scared to handle this? Listen, sorry about my pal here. He gets the weirdest ideas. A prosecutor, indeed, air quote. That'll be the day. He's actually just an associate. Jeez, Miles, get a grip, will you? He's right. I mustn't forget that I'm a defense attorney's assistant for the time being. Ah, that explains it. I did think you looked a little different from the prosecutor I spoke with yesterday. So he's already spoken to Winner. Would you mind answering a few questions? No, of course not. I'll be delighted. The name saw it. Frank saw it. The witness is all yours, my young associate. Sure. Have the intern do everything. Why not? Mr. Sorrett, you are no doubt aware that the murder took place yesterday. Would you mind telling us where you were at the time the body was found? Yes, I was in that workshop there, working as one might expect. What kind of work were you doing? Well, I'm actually retraining at the moment. I'm hoping to become a stylist, you see. Yeah, that's the word I was searching for, stylist. He's gonna train to be an animal stylist. A pet stylist, that is, yes. So I've been studying hard and practicing every moment I can. An unusual field of study befitting an unusual prison, I suppose. And that's it! I certainly didn't see anything! Okay, now he's on the defense and sweating already. Interesting, I barely asked him anything at all and he's already sweating bullets. Yes, I'm afraid I won't be able to help you, sorry.
Hold it!
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Sorrett. For this interview has already just begun. I mean, even if you were to ask me, You know something, don't you? It's that. He's definitely hiding something. I'll need to push him a little harder if I'm to get any answers. Mine chest? Oh, I don't have time for that. Okay, this is here. This is the place I'm gonna save. I need to prepare for my thing. So, I'm gonna be saving here. We're gonna do the mine chest first thing next Tuesday on the next stream. So I'm gonna be saving here. And I'm not gonna be raiding anybody since I have no time for that. So this has been Damien Mascador signing off. And yeah, it's basically I'm invited to a show. It's a stand-up comedian. I've never heard of him. I heard a little trailer of what he can do. He's been invited to some shows, radio show host, to promote his stuff. He's an upcoming comedian, I believe. So he's gonna be doing some stand-up, and somehow I receive a free pass for that. So